I hope your day is full of lima beans and kidney beans and bonzo beans. Bonzo beans? Garbanzo beans. I'd call them bonzo beans. Things are going well here today, guys. It's a bean intro. You gotta have fiber, okay? What's up? It's me, Shenk, here for another week of Shenk. Today's guest is the one, the only comedian, Dan St. Germain. But before we get into this week's episode of Shenk with Dan St. Germain, there's just a few things I want to tell you about. One, this Friday, May 10th, Kim Congdon and I are doing This Bitch podcast live at the Comedy Store, 7 p.m. for Netflix Is a Joke. Come out for that. It's going to be a great time. It's in the original room. Get tickets on the Comedy Store website or on my Instagram in my link tree at Princess Shenk. And then May 16th, we're doing This Bitch and Friends in the main room of the Comedy Store. It's me, Kim Congdon, Chappelle Lacey, Fahim Anwar, Ali Makovsky. Come out. It's going to be a great time. Also, Kevin Christie, so funny. Get tickets sooner rather than later. It's 10:30 on May 16th. Then save the date, June 20th. We're doing This Bitch and Friends again in the main room of the Comedy Store. More details on that coming soon. Before we get into this week's episode of Shenk with Dan St. Germain, there's just one thing I want to tell you about, and that's Oh Yeah socks. Oh yeah. If you're like me, you're on your feet a lot. And you want to protect your most valuable assets, your toes. And you want to do it in a luxurious, fashionable way. And if you're like me, then you want to shop at oohyeah.com. That's 3 O's, HYEAH.com. Discount code Sara, SARA 10 for 10% off unique sock designs. Whether you're into rubber duckies or blueberries, there's a pair of socks for you. They also make really awesome slippers. My favorite slippers are the gator slippers. They make great gifts for your boyfriend, for your girlfriend, for your mom, for your dad, for your, I don't know. You got an aunt? Get her some fucking socks. You know? Nobody wakes up and says, I wish I had less socks today. Buy some fun socks. They'll change your life. Oohyeah.com. That's 3 O's, HYEAH.com. Discount code Sara, SARA 10 for 10% off sock designs. And as always, you can find me on my Patreon, patreon.com/Sara Weinshenk for bonus content. And you can buy merch at Princess Shenk for more show dates and all of that fun stuff. Let's do it. Let's get into this week's episode of Shenk with the one and the only Dan St. Germain. Here it is, everyone. What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Shenk. I'm Sara Weinshenk, and today's guest is the one and the only comedian, Dan St. Germain.
Thank you, Sarah. Lovely to be here.
I'm so excited to have you on.
I'm excited to be here, dude. Appreciate you putting me on.
Of course. You got a new special coming out?
Got a new special. It's free, folks, on YouTube. I'm the first comedian who thought of putting it special on YouTube. So check it out before everyone else follows that trend.
Yeah, you're a trendsetter.
Yeah, I'm a trendsetter. I'm a trailblazer.
Yeah, guys, make sure to check that out. He's really funny, and you'll be glad that you did.
Yeah.
What's up? How's your life, Dan?
It's pretty good. I didn't know the Comedy Store had a basement, so
it has
and it's not as creepy as I thought it would be.
Or I think it's because they kind of like decorated it.
I think so.
Like they worked with what was here.
I imagine I had thought there would be like black mold or like the skeleton of Louis Anderson.
There's definitely asbestos somewhere, but besides that, we're great.
For sure. I'm surprised they haven't like tried to turn this into like a room or like to try to make some money. It seems like that's the go-to. Like every comedy club that's like successful opens up like 30 rooms. So
yeah.
But yeah, man, I'm glad to be here. I'm in here. I used to live here for 4 years. I knew you when I used to live here.
I know. What made you go to New York?
I got married. I met a girl, and I was writing for the Michelle Wolf show, The Break on Netflix. So I went there to go write on that, and then another thing. And then COVID happened, and we were in like Massachusetts for some of that, and now we're back in New York, and I do miss it here a lot.
You do?
I
do you think you moved back?
I have so many friends here.
Yeah.
Like I get like, I'm doing all this cool shit. I'm doing like great shows and great podcasts these 2 weeks. But like I can't trick myself into thinking like that's going to be every day here. It's because I'm here for a couple weeks, which is like, that's fooled me before about LA. But I miss my friends. I have a lot of I'm like seeing a new friend every night. I miss the food. If I was single, I would not move back. This place is. There was like early last week where I was driving and I felt so fucking lonely driving around here, and I realized like what it was like to be single in LA, which we were talking about on Saturday.
It's so dark. Being
my God,
single in
dude.
LA is so dark. Were you on the apps when you were single?
I wasn't on Raya like you. You're on
Okay.
fucking Raya. I didn't get on Raya.
It's
How do you
probably
get
for
on
the
it?
best.
How'd you get on it?
You have to like go through this whole like submission process and then get referred by like friends to vouch for you.
Who were the friends that referred you? Who were your ins? It's like fucking trying to get an audition at the Comedy Cellar.
No, I
but
literally,
for dick and pussy.
Yes, it is. I don't even remember who my friends were that got me in. Probably some like hot guy that I was like friends with.
And you saw Channing Tatum on there.
I did. I saw Channing Tatum on there.
Yeah, I've never I was on Bumble and Tinder, and I was on like OkCupid in the beginning, which
Dude, OkCupid.
do you remember that one?
OkCupid led me down a dark path.
It's pretty rough.
I met this guy off OkCupid.
Yeah.
This was a long time ago.
This sounds like the beginning of a true crime documentary.
I meet this guy off of OkCupid, and he's a headshot photographer. Not only that, he's
beginning of every murder story in Los Angeles is pretty girl meets photographer on Sunset Boulevard. I'll do your headshots for free. Never seen again.
So then I start dating him, but he's like crazy, and he's really into Burning Man. It was like too many things. You know what I mean?
So how long did you date him for?
Like 3 months. I was like in my 20s. I was like, he gets a Burning Man that's so open-minded of him. You know, and
listeners and viewers, her fucking boyfriend is a 10, dude. Like
it's crazy.
It's crazy how hot this guy is. Like I looked at a picture of him on Saturday and I was pretty blown away. And he doesn't do comedy.
Thank God.
You know, so it's like it's a double win.
It is a double win.
But yeah, so that only lasted for a little bit.
It only lasted for a little bit, and then there was things about him that I hated, like he viewed himself as being an artist, and so he took his burnt bagel and then he lacquered it and made a clock out of it.
Oh, fuck that guy. Were you
crazy.
there like for the creation of the clock?
No, I was having breakfast in his house and I was like, what's up with this bagel? He's like, it's pretty cool, right? I was like, I made that myself.
Yeah, it's like, this is homeless art.
This is homeless art. Like a bagel was going bad and then you're like, let's just make it a clock.
Oh my God.
Then
that's like a last resort.
The other thing that was even worse than the bagel clock was he was like, I'm making my own kombucha.
Oh, that's like Burning Man, kombucha, bagel art. Like that's 3 strikes.
That's 3 strikes. Headshot photographer.
Yeah, headshot photographer. Everything about that is shameful.
No, I know. And then he was like, I'm gonna check on the scobies, like the little bacteria that was growing for the kombucha. He was like, and I was like, I don't want like kombucha that you brewed underneath your sink.
Yeah, for sure.
That's how you get like.
Dude, I used to my
yeah, that's what it looks like.
My cousin would like make like a weed tincture, and that shit. I think he used like grain alcohol, and it was like, woo, that got me fucked up, dude.
Really?
Kombucha looks so gross.
I know. Imagine a guy that I meet on OkCupid. He pulls that out from underneath his fucking
that looks
sink.
like, that's like in the same realm as, do you remember that like trend where like women were eating their placenta?
Oh, they're still doing
They're
it.
still doing that?
Yeah.
Is it real? Is that like a legit thing? Does it like help you or?
I'm sure there's health benefits, but I don't know.
Like go for a run, folks. Have a green juice.
No.
Don't eat the fucking placenta.
A lot of bitches in LA eat their placenta. Not only that, they have it blended up and put into a smoothie right after they give birth, and then others encapsulate it and they leave the hospital with their placenta in a cooler.
It sounds like a QAnon conspiracy, but it's real.
Yeah.
Rocky and Hollywood, they're fucking eating placentas. Dan Schneider made all those kids eat their placenta, and then they sold their Jew souls away.
Oh my God!
I think it's a gnarly placebo effect.
Right.
Isn't placebo not real? Placebo effect?
Well, I don't know because it says it like cures postpartum depression. How are you supposed to know? Like I would have been depressed, but I ate my placenta and I feel great.
Well, even then, what if you eat the placenta and then you're still depressed? That's dark.
And then you have shame.
Yeah, that's rough.
You're like,
you're just a guy or gal who ate placenta.
And you're still just sad.
Is that a kink too? Do you think there's like some guys who are like, I want to fucking eat your placenta, bro?
Maybe.
There's gotta be. I mean, everything's a thing.
I feel like there's guys that like will breastfeed off their wives.
You know, I've thought about that.
Really?
Well, not like I've thought. Well, I can't believe I'm coming out with this, but I have thought about like getting changed. There would be something for not to shit, but like if I pissed and my wife changed my diaper and put like baby powder on me, I think there'd be something very soothing about that.
No.
I told my wife that, and she paused. She goes, "If you really want it, I'll pay a hooker to do it."
No,
she's like, but I'm not fucking doing it.
And that's love.
Good wife.
She's like, there's no way I'm doing that shit.
Powder your butt.
Powder my butt, but not like I would never like make a woman like in the beginning. You notice this like when you're in the beginning of a relationship, there's like a lot of ass eating, like it's super hot, and then that kind of goes away after a while.
Yeah,
you're like, all right, I've seen how the sausage is made, and I've seen how the sausage has departed. Yeah, that's not like. But I have thought of, and as far as like the like sucking on a nipple thing, I think that's very like, you know, obviously girls like it when you play with their boobs, but like I've like with my, I don't want to get into it, but like if you take too long, they're like, all right, this is creepy. Like just move on to the left, go back and forth. You can't spend too much time on this
one boob.
That would be weird if you were with a guy and he just focused on like one boob. You're like, all right, something's going on here.
But he just liked that boob more than the other boob. Then that would make me feel insecure about the other boob. Like what's wrong with the left?
Yeah,
tit?
what's wrong with the left titty? Come on, give me a break.
Yeah, it is. I mean, in general, the thought of having like a man breastfeed off me, not ideal.
Not ideal.
What do you think about breastfeeding like someone else's kid in a jam? I knew a mom who breastfed someone else's kid.
That's the end of Grapes of Wrath.
Yeah. That haunts me. Like
Great ending.
Whenever I think of Grapes of Wrath, I think of the breastfeeding scene.
It's a fucking phenomenal ending, but it's pretty lonely, man. It's pretty lonely. It's like dating in LA. Breastfeeding on a boxcar in the Great Depression is like dating in LA.
Oh my God. During the Dust Bowl, right?
During the Dust Bowl.
That book
Which
was
you
long
can see Netflix as a joke show, so the Dust Bowl. I would not. No, I don't think I'm pretty vanilla, man. I watch porn. I'm like fine. Like a threesome's still cool to me. You know what I mean? Like, I don't like that. That's like, I don't need to like go, like, cause I dated somebody who like was, I'm not going to say what line of the sex industry she was in, but she was in it. And some of the stuff she told me guys were into was chilling.
Like what?
Like bug stomping.
Is that when you step on their balls?
No, that's something too, but it's a girl brings a bag of like live fucking grasshoppers and
I
throws it on and she steps on the bugs and the guy jerks off.
No.
Swear to God. It's also the sexy version of Bug's Life on Dreamworks. I don't know.
Okay, that's crazy. What other things?
Well, there's some that like girls like just like get it, like guys will pay, like this is like brutal, but they'll like pay to like beat the fuck out of her, like to the point of like where she's like black eyes and all that kind of dude. That's like, come on, there's a lot of dark dudes. That's darkness.
That is darkness. I'd rather have bugs than get beat.
I would say so.
Crazy.
Yeah, I would say so.
Here's a hot take.
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, because I wrote on that Nikki Glaser, not safe with Nikki Glaser, and there were some guys that were into some weird. Like I went to like a cuddle party, and I went to like.
How was the cuddle party?
It was fine. The only thing that was weird. There's some people that were into it, but then I noticed there was like one girl who like every time we did a new kink, she was in it, and I was like, oh, she's just getting paid for the day rate. Like she was just there for the day rate, so she wasn't like really into any of this shit. But there was like a foot fetish party and
Are you a feet guy?
I mean, I'm not against him, but I'm not like. I think I used to like him when I was because I thought it was something sexy to say to a girl. I'd be like, I like the feet because it's the part that's closest to the earth.
No.
I remember I said that. I had that line and like I was fucking such a doucheball.
No, you didn't say that.
But now I'm fine with it. It's not like.
How many times have you said that line?
I used it a couple times in college, and then now I'm like face, tits, ass, pussy. Come on, those are the best areas. Yeah, hair, like the stuff, the stomach, all the stuff we all talk about. Like, you don't need to fucking reinvent the wheel on a woman. They got good parts that are just right there for you.
Feet guys are interesting.
There's a reason Hooters is still in business, folks, and the wings are good. But
what if there was a Hooters, but it was called Feet?
Feet.
For feet guys.
Some feet guys. Oh my God. Just fucking, just like, like she's
barking
like,
dogs.
Oh my God. She's just like, that would be disgusting. I'm trying to think of how you would even do that. I guess
flip-flops.
I guess flip-flops, yeah. Or
flip-resistant flip-flops.
Would she serve you with her feet?
Oh.
That's kind of gross. But you don't have any weird, do you have any weird things that you're like, okay, this is like kind of a turn on?
I like S&M stuff casually.
That's not that.
It's not
crazy.
that weird.
That's just that's like that's in the realm of possibility.
Yeah, no, I'm not like a foot person. I'm not like feet. Really, just kind of grossed me out.
Yeah.
I will say one
Especially
time
a man's foot.
Yeah, I will say one time a guy licked my toes.
And that was disgusting.
It was disgusting, but I was like, oh, he really likes me. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like to lick somebody's toes is so intimate that I'm like, oh, he heavily fucks with me.
For sure. That's like sucking on an armpit.
Yeah.
You know?
Like if the situation was reversed, I wouldn't want to suck on a toe.
I don't think I'm against it. But I know that if it was a cat, like if I wasn't really into a girl, I wouldn't suck on a toe.
No.
Like that wouldn't be the first thing, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, the first thing, it's always like fucking ass and boobs, right? I mean, that's the thing.
Yeah, dick and balls for me,
Dick and
ass
balls.
and boobs for you.
It's easy.
Yeah.
You know? Although balls, I don't think are you into balls?
I'm not, but I just accept that they come with the dick.
They come with the package.
Yeah, they got.
Like, of course you're into dicks, but like balls are just so bizarre looking. They're just so bizarre looking.
Yeah, balls in general, not for me.
I have a bit about this, and it's in my special. But my wife, I know, like my dick's not too impressive because the first time I hooked up with my wife goes, "Wow, you have such gigantic balls." It's like, oh, come on! Like you want to hear like thick cock, or you don't want to hear like giant fucking catcher's mitt balls. Crazy.
That's amazing. Yeah, sometimes guys have big balls. Or, like what you're saying, like next to the dick, you're like, the balls are big.
Yeah, I mean, you'd prefer, but I would, I'd say now I'm fine. Like, as I get older, like, obviously, when you're younger, you always, like, want a bigger dick, but, like, I have, like, I have, like, a normal dick. I would rather have a normal dick than a gigantic cock. Yeah, because I think. Even, that sounds like a guy with a small dick, something. But, like, I know, but, like, these guys are, like 11 inches or something. It looks painful.
That sounds painful.
Yeah.
I've dated a guy that had a huge dick and it was an inconvenience.
How big?
It was big.
Like 11, 12, like a foot?
Like 11.
Oh my God.
And I just remember being like,
because there's no casual sex. You've just got to be like, all right, we got to get ready for this.
Yeah. There's like lots of foreplay that needs to happen, and then the next day it's sore. And I'm like, I don't want to be sore from having sex with my boyfriend. It's too much.
Well, ladies, never have to worry about that with me. You'll be fine the next day. Totally fine.
When you were on OkCupid, any good stories there?
No, I mean, I had the lame thing. Like the first time I did a late night set, that was like my profile pic, me shaking Fallon's hand.
No.
Of course. You gotta use your angles, bro.
Use what you got.
Use the angles. I went on a couple dates. I think I got laid a couple times from it, but nothing like, Any bad LA dates? Oh my God, of course.
Like what?
I remember there was one girl that was cute who I could just tell like she was just in it for like I photographed her steak, and as soon as that steak was done, she's like, "All right, ready to go home." Yeah. She was like, "Oh, she was just in this for she was in and out." She was just in for the meal.
In for the meal. The worst is when you're in for the meal and then you're like, I'll split it. And they're like, okay. That's happened.
I pay for this. She like fucking totally worked me on that. But I'm sure I haven't it's so funny. Like once you're done dating, like, and especially now that I'm married, I'm almost married 5 years. You like that. Like it's just such PTSD.
No, it's
like, you don't
such
have to think
PTSD.
about because look, we all have the bad ones, but most of the ones are the ones that are just like, these are all right, and that's like even worse because there's like tons of those.
Yeah, where you're like, it's just bland.
I guess it was fine, maybe again.
Like I would see you again, but I'm not excited about it.
I'm not excited about it. Yeah.
I had a few of those.
And especially because as a guy, there's all this pressure to like make it fun. You know what I mean?
I do feel like there is more pressure for the guy to make it fun. Because I'm like, where are we going? I want them to have the plan.
Yes. Yeah. So I'm glad, that part of my life is hopefully over. Unless Sarah leaves and I gotta fucking get back out there again, which sounds
Don't manifest that, Dan.
I'm not manifesting. I'm just saying, because my dad's dating again. Well, he's got a girlfriend now, but my dad, seeing my dad, because it was funny. I settled down, and then my dad kind of started dating, and that was tough to watch because I was seeing him like make the mistakes that I made.
Oh no!
And I knew where it came from. I'm like,
what was
old
he
man,
doing?
take a look at my life. I'm like, just like cheesy profile. Like cheesy profile bios.
His
and
profile was
he was
you
like
shaking
making fun of like
hand.
Fast and the Furious on his profile.
No.
And I was like, this is so lame, Dad.
There's this one quote. I think it's an Arrested Development quote. It says like something about the money in the banana stand.
Oh, there's always money in the banana stand.
Okay, you don't understand how many guys have that in their bios.
There's always money in the banana stand.
Yeah, I was like,
and they think like, she's gonna know I'm like into comedy.
Yeah,
because of
and
an
I'm
Arrested Development quote.
And I'm like, wait, what is this? And then I was like, Google it. It's like Arrested Development.
I'll tell you, New York, this was a chilling thing that I did.
Yeah.
Because I was on a date and I made a joke and I knew the joke wasn't mine. And then she goes, "That's from Friends, isn't it?"
No,
yes, it is.
No.
That was pretty rough, man.
You got called out for
Yeah, that was rough. Like being a hack on a date. Yeah.
What about when you're on a date and the other person's trying to be funny and it's not landing?
I think that's more of a girl thing that you get. My wife is very funny, but like, I don't think like that was like a deal breaker. If a girl was like on too much, that would be rough,
Yeah.
But I don't think it was like the deal breaker that it is for women. I think like a guy bombing for a woman is very tough.
Especially when
I brought a girl out to a date for a show and I bombed so bad, I left from the back and I just left her in the audience. I was like, there's no way I can see this girl again.
No. Did she hit you up after?
I just said I had like a stomach thing and I got out because I was like, what the fuck are we going to talk? Like, we can't hang out after she saw that. Like it was such a bad set that I got off stage and like Sean Patton just looked at me and hugged me. Like it was that bad.
No.
It was horrendous.
When you have one like that, it's disheartening because you're like, I gotta get back up on stage, but do I even want to?
That's the thing is, I usually when it's that bad, I go home and I usually sleep. That's the good thing is I know I'll get the best sleep of my life that night.
Really?
Yeah, because if it's a great, I'm like jazzed,
Yeah, it's
like,
hard to sleep after.
Yeah, it's really hard to sleep if it's great. But if it's bad, go right. I'm down like a fucking bag of bricks.
How long have you been sober?
6 months this time around.
Oh.
Been coming to meetings for like 18 fucking years, but this time 6 months.
Yeah. So how often are you going to meetings?
A couple times a week. I'm not as good at it as I should be. I'm a little bit of an open micer in the recovery world. But God, I've been to a lot of them. But yeah, I do miss weed sometimes, but I know like drinking, I can never fucking drink again. Like that'd be bad. Because whenever I drink, it's a disaster.
It is every time.
Yeah. Are you still drink? And have you ever had like an issue with anything?
Adderall.
Okay.
I was heavily addicted.
That's very our generation.
I was like very addicted to it because when
Were you put on it in high school?
No, I got on it in college because other people were just taking it before finals and stuff.
So you were doing it for finals, or you just?
I would do it for finals, and then I really liked it. So then.
And what did you major in?
Communications.
Oh, so you didn't even need it.
Well, like we'd have to write like 25-page papers, and it would be like due in 2 days, and I just like pop an Adderall and be like, and just bang it out, like no problem. And then after college, when I first started stand-up, I was a personal assistant for someone who / nanny, and she had 3 kids.
Oh my God.
And she had me like
such a nightmare LA job.
She had me doing like Excel sheets. She was like a Los Feliz mom. So then I got an Adderall prescription, and I would just be like hopped up on Adderall, like on Excel all day.
Oh my God.
And I took it for like 6 or 7 years. And then I tried to get off of it, and I had a really hard time getting off of it. But now I'm off of it.
That's a lot. Now, the lowest feel. Do you find, because you were babysitting kids, do you like start to really like develop motherly feelings for the kids?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's gotta be bizarre.
It is really bizarre. Like one of the little girls I used to babysit for, I babysat for her from the time she was 6 months to 3 years. So like,
and how old is she now?
She's probably like 14 or 15 now.
Oh wow!
But like I haven't seen her
or anything.
No.
Must be a trip when you see her again, if you ever see her.
It's so crazy. But it's just weird how that can happen. You know what I mean? And it's not all kids. Like I babysat for some little fucking nightmares.
Yeah, I'm sure like some of them aren't great.
I babysat for this kid his parents had him in an open adoption. So he had, and they were both in production. So they would be working like 12-hour days all of the time.
Yeah.
So he had a relationship with his father and then was also like in this new adoption, and it was not going well. And
new adoption wasn't going well?
Yeah, like he was just like angsty as fuck and like 8 years old.
And he wanted his father, probably.
He probably wanted his father, and he'd like lock himself in his room and listen to Eminem. And I'd be like, can you come out? It's dinner time. He'd be like, fuck you, bitch. And I was
like this kid.
So scared of him. I lived in fear of him. He was so fucking scary. And they had rats, and he would like pull the rats out and be like, come on, you want to hold it? And I was like, God. And he was demonic and kept trying to get me to hold the rats. And then I remember one day he looks at me. I was going on, my friend was getting married, and this fucker looks at me. He goes, I'm going to get you fired. And then 3 days later, I was fired.
So he did it.
He did. He followed through.
But thank God you got out of that.
Yeah, but I was like probably their 5th nanny in like a 3-month period because he was.
What did they say to you when they were firing you? They must have at that point known it was the kids.
They're like, I think we're going to go another direction.
That's the same thing they tell you when you don't get a fucking job here.
That's always the classic.
It's the classic. You're great, but I think this isn't a great fit.
We're going to go another direction. Yeah.
This isn't a great fit, or we're going to go in a direction. Yeah, those passive aggressive shit.
But it's also weird when you're babysitting someone else's kids because they're not your kids. So you can't like, even if you want to reprimand them, there's only so many levels to it. You can't be like you have to be, okay, well, let's not do that. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like talking in that voice seems exhausting.
Yeah, I had like one babysitter I liked, and then she never came back. And then they gave me one that was like kind of like,
really?
When I was a kid. And I don't think I've ever babysat. I do not have a babysitter vibe. Like, I have a let kids smoke cigarettes vibe.
Yeah, you do.
So, that's not going to work for me.
Let kids vape.
Let them vape.
What flavor do you want, bro?
Myself, I'm on, I think, Blue Mint, Scorpio Blue Mint.
Scorpio Blue Mint.
Geek bars, do you fuck with these?
I do flumes.
What are flumes?
I'll show you. I have it in the pocket of my dress like a classy.
Yeah, like a classy broad.
Woman.
Oh, so you're on these?
Yeah, I'm not proud to be on vapes, Dan.
Yeah. Were you on cigarettes before this?
No. I hooked up with a guy in Texas who was a vapor.
Yeah.
And I was single, and one thing led to another, and now I vape.
When was this? When did you start?
About a year. I've been doing it a year.
You've been doing it a year. God, you can't start fucking smoking in like your 30s, dude.
Well, I fucking did, Dan.
Oh my God, this is bad, dude.
Is it?
I mean, you have all the chances in the world to get. You should get off that in the next like week or two.
Well, what about you?
I've been smoking since I was like in high school. I have an excuse. I've already been broken by the nicotine industry. You, as a woman in her 30s, should know better. I'm a victim.
I'm also
You're
a victim.
Willing participant.
I fucked the wrong guy.
It's like, do you remember, have you seen the R. Kelly documentary? And like all these girls are like, I met him when I was 15. And you're like, oh, I feel terrible. And then the girl like comes in who was like 35. And you're like, I'm like, I don't think you're in the same category as this. Like, if you like, I went through a divorce and then I met R. Kelly. I'm like, I don't think that's the same shit.
Yeah, totally. So what's the best part of being married?
Not having, just going home and being able to chill with somebody and not having to fucking like, I don't want to say not having to impress them because then that sounds like you're phoning it in and that could be trouble with a marriage. But like, if you can do nothing with somebody and you are having a great time, then that's, you hit the jackpot.
Yeah, like running errands together. You like running errands together?
It depends. I don't hate it. I mean, that's the thing is I don't love it. Like I hate going clothes shopping with her because I'm like a little kid and I don't want to like try stuff on. She wants.
She wants you to go try stuff on.
Yeah, she has basically got a child, which is me. She's older than me, so that's what I say. She's my hot mama. She's 5 years older than me.
She is?
Mm-hmm.
That's cute.
Yeah, it's great. But marrying older was smart. Dating older is smart decision I ever made.
It is?
I think so. Well, marrying her was the smartest decision I ever made.
Well, like, okay, when I hung out recently with 24-year-old women, I guess, and I was like, whoa, this is like...
Can you be friends with a 24-year-old woman as a... I don't want to say her age, but it's whatever age you are?
You can be friends with, but also it's hard to watch them make these mistakes.
Because it's
on
like,
a loop.
You've seen this.
And I'm like, it took me a long time to grow out of that phase.
Right. Well, because you're in your 20s, you just want to date some dicks.
You just want to date some dicks, and then you're like, I don't understand why he's not calling me, or like, why isn't he texting me back?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're like, I can change him. There's this feeling of I can change him, and you believe it so deeply.
You can't change anybody, by the way.
Yeah, no, you can't.
And dating for the
you cannot.
You cannot change anybody.
Just assume the way that they come is the way that they're gonna be.
Right. Maybe they'll get a little better or a little worse.
Yeah.
You know, but you're not gonna change anybody.
I remember like hanging on, being like, I think that if I just keep showing up, this is gonna go somewhere, and it didn't.
No, it's never gonna go anywhere. It's over.
Yeah. How did you meet your wife?
Craigslist. No, I met her. Just a friend of a friend. I met her like years before that, and she was hot. And I would always because we had a mutual friend, so I would always kind of ask about her. And then she got out of a thing, and she's like, she's not ready to date right now. She's getting in a bad relationship, and I'm like, that's where I swoop in. So yeah, and then like we dated for a little bit. We broke up because we were on other coast and just stayed friends. And then like a year later, we like met up again. And I'm like, oh, this was the thing.
Yeah,
this was the thing, So and then that's kind of how it went down.
Yeah,
I got engaged like 9 months after that.
You did? How did you propose?
She's a little toy cup Maltipoo, Mushu, still in the picture. I put like a ring on his back, and
that's so cute.
Yeah.
Mushu came in with the ring.
Well, I was a fat because we were gonna take him to like a puppy fashion, like a Halloween show. So like he was going on, and the last outfit was the ring.
Oh.
Yeah, pretty good.
Wait, he had outfit changes during this?
Yeah, that's how like I surprised her. Like the first was like a pumpkin, the second was like a goblin, and the third was the ring or something.
Did she pick out the outfits?
We both did. I think she did, yeah. Or I did. Let's do. I forget how it fucking went down. This is like, God, in 2000, I guess 18 now. So,
I want to do a fashion show for my dog.
It's fun. I mean, they don't give a shit, but it's fun for you.
I bought him a gold chain.
Oh, that's cool.
But I got it from...
Do you have a pit bull?
No. Oh. I have a mutt. He's like an Australian Shepherd, Husky, Dalmatian mix.
He's a big boy.
He's got one blue eye and one brown eye. And so I got him a gold chain with a money sign on it.
That's awesome.
And
Are you nervous about him eating it?
No, it was a little tight on his neck though.
Yeah.
And then he lost it. So I was like, good thing it wasn't real.
Yeah, for sure. That's such a rapper thing to do, to buy like bling for your dog.
I'm so mentally ill. I'm like, if I put dollar signs on my dog, maybe the universe will respond by giving me money.
Board. That's a very vision board. Yeah. That's not how it works, folks.
I think it is.
I don't know.
I've been paying my rent, Dan. I don't want to brag, but I have been paying my rent.
You've been paying your rent,
It's all from the dog chain.
All from the dog chain.
You buy the dog chain and then the money comes.
Is that how it works?
I don't know.
I'm fucking buying more lotto tickets, so I know things aren't going great.
No, it's such a dark feeling when you're buying a lotto ticket.
Oh my God.
And then do you select the numbers or do you go random?
No, I do random. Do you select?
Sometimes, and then I go, oh, what are the odds that the random numbers that I select are going to be the right numbers?
That's what I mean. I think I have more of a chance of the robot picking it.
Yeah, well, one time I did some dumb bitch shit. I was like 11, 22, 33, 44,
Oh, that's
55.
dumb. It's never going to happen. It's never going to happen. You just pick random numbers. That's the best way to go.
But like when you're picking the numbers, do you go off of like, 23? Like, how do you decide what numbers to pick? Oh, you just have them do it.
Well, I just have them do. I just pick the random. I just, when I go to Mega Millions or Powerball, I'll just give me a ticket.
What's the first thing you're doing if you win the lotto?
Something I've thought about. I mean, I'm definitely like immediately going on Zillow and being like, this is going to be awesome. But I guess like when you have that type of money, you want to get a real estate agent to get instead of doing it yourself. But I think I would go on Zillow, and I think I have the type of house that I would like to, probably buy a $3 million house. And
where? Are you going to New York or are you going LA?
I don't think I think I would have like an apartment in New York and LA, and then a house somewhere probably upstate New York. Maybe it would be cool. I mean, sometimes I think about it would be cool to get like a place in Montana or something like that, but I don't know anybody there.
A lot of people have this Montana fantasy.
Well, that's because all the rich people go there. But I wouldn't do. No, I don't think I would do Westchester. I think I would do like Catskills or somewhere around there.
And then what? Do you think you'd like get into like clothes?
That's how I know I'm living a pretty good life, because I wouldn't like
change much.
Like I'm not gonna do like this week I may have to do a writing packet. I wouldn't do that. Like I wouldn't have to do one of those.
You mean free work?
Free work.
AKA free work.
That fucking shit.
That shit's so crazy.
Yeah. So, because it's like, I wouldn't do that. So I would just focus on my own stuff. And I mean, I think that like also it would be like you wouldn't have to worry about like, you could do like, okay, I could just have to do a one-nighter at this city, and then for the rest of the nights I can just enjoy the city, like, so like, I would kind of do a lot of what I'm doing now, I think. I mean, maybe I could get into, maybe I would go back to school for something, but that sounds like a lot of work. I'm fucking turning 40. Too. I don't think I want to do that.
I have that thought of going back to school.
Yeah, I think that sounds like a good idea.
Yeah,
but then you would do that and you'd be like, fuck this.
Dude. And then I could imagine being like, I don't feel like going to class. Yeah, I don't want to go to class. I'm almost 40 years old. What do you mean I gotta buy school supplies?
Dude, I still have dreams now where I'm like, you have the dream where you're like, I've been in school for like 2 years and you have this final and you're like, fuck, I don't know what, I haven't been preparing for this final.
Yes.
Yeah.
I have that dream all of the time.
It's a bad dream.
I also have a dream where I don't remember my locker combination.
That one's a bad dream too.
Have you ever had that one?
Yeah.
Not everyone has these like school. I think we have school trauma. I think that's what that means. Where'd you go to school?
I went to Fox Lane High School in Westchester, New York. I went to I grew up in Rutherford, New Jersey, so I went to Washington Elementary School and then Union Middle School, and then I went to Fox Lane High School. We moved. What about you?
I went to an all-girls Catholic school in the Valley.
Oh wow.
Which was crazy.
That was like. And that was right around like when everyone like was like Britney Spears, like that was like the fantasy, of like the girl with the fucking
uniform
outfit, the uniform shit.
Yeah, and then I went to Chapman in Orange County for college.
I don't know Chapman.
They have a good film school. I didn't go to the film school though.
You went for communications.
I went for
Adderall. You were majored in Adderall.
I majored in Adderall. And heartbreak.
And did you get your heart broken in college?
Yeah, but I had this boyfriend named Nate. I was like, he's the one. I'm going to live in Orange County.
Dude, you'll never, like, when you first, like, you'll never, like, love the way you love for the first time when you love for the first time, because it has nothing to do with that person. It has everything to do with the fact that you've had this idea of love from movies and TV and songs, and someone's reciprocating it. So all of that shit comes flood rushing in. And like, that's why I'm like, when I see somebody who's married to a high school sweetheart, I'm like, this is going to turn into a Dateline episode. Like, like, because you're not marrying, you're marrying the idea of love, Yeah,
it is true. And you have nothing to base it off of either.
Nothing to base it off of, yeah.
And then when they let you down and you're like, wait, I'm sorry. I thought we were in love. Like everything for me was The Notebook. Like we broke up and I was like, I'm going to go to his house and have a conversation with him. And I thought
heartbreak is like the worst feeling you can go through. And it's definitely not. But like I didn't know that until like actually 2 years ago, like a year and a half ago when my mom died. I was like, oh, this is worse. But like because that's like because there's something like you can't. But the panicky of a heartbreak, the panicky feeling of like maybe I can get back together with this person and stuff like that.
And like your stomach hurts.
Yeah. But I was in love in college.
You were?
Mm.
Where is she now?
She's got a kid and a husband somewhere. So I hope she's doing all right.
I thought that I was going to marry this dude who was going to sell real estate. I was going to live in a gated community in Orange County. I was going to go to the tanning salon. Like,
sounds great to me. I'd love to be that guy.
Right?
Yeah. Just have fucking spa days. Just pay for my Burke Williams treatment every fucking week.
I was like, yeah, I could do that.
Mm-hmm.
And then he left.
Then he fucking tore that carpet right out from under you.
Yeah, he did. And I was like, I helped you with your resume. I thought this was something.
Nope. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Like, I'm going to become a comedian.
Yeah, it's so dark. The Joker origin story.
Yeah, the Joker it's always that.
From my Orange County boyfriend broke up with me. I guess it's time to become a clown.
There's always, it's time to become a clown. There's always a story. Like, I was like opening for John Oliver, and I guess he did something on the Daily Show. He told me like where he like went. It was like these guys who were like go like underground researching the science breakthrough. I don't know if it was like particle. It was a dark matter or something. I don't know, but like he would always ask them like, "What's her name?" Like, what got you to like escaping the world and going underneath? And they always had the girl. They always had somebody.
I think everyone has someone like that.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
I don't have anything now. I don't have any fucking one who got away, though. Do you have a one who got away?
No. But like before I was in my current relationship, I would say I missed all my ex-boyfriends all of the time. like just at different times. I'd be like, oh, it'd be really nice if I was with him.
Today's a John missing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I was like, wonder where he is now.
Yeah, there were other exes for a reason, man.
And then I've like the weirdest is like when you see an ex later, like when I saw my college ex years later, I was like, I can't believe I was so obsessed with this.
That's a weird feeling too, where you're like, but that's what I mean, where it's not real. It was you were in love with being in love.
Yes, and then sometimes I remember like getting over a guy, but like being kind of sad. I was also getting over them. Because you're like, now what do I focus on? Myself?
Nobody wants that.
Nobody wants that. It was just like, I'm over this. But you want to keep like the connection somehow, like subconsciously. So it's like, I don't know.
You get tethered to something.
Yeah.
You know? But, I don't think, God forbid if I don't want to get a divorce. But if I got a divorce, I don't think, I almost every other relationship, as soon as we broke up, I immediately started like dating. And, like, I would not do that this time around. I would be, like, abstinent for, a year at least, just to be like, I got to repair the store, Like,
repair the store.
I got to, the store's broken, before I start selling shit again.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. I remember I lived with a guy that was a mistake because soon after I moved in with him, he got into crypto.
Ooh. I feel like these are all recent. Crypto, vape, crypto. Like, you're like a serial dater. Like, because I knew your old boyfriend, and then that ended, and I think you like really like you. It seemed like you went from one monogamous, like one intense thing to the next intense thing.
I had like this like 5-year on and off thing with like this non-committal guy, but I was like, I could change him.
And you didn't.
And I didn't.
We were talking about who that guy was.
Yeah, and then
it's very funny who that guy is.
Yeah. And then in between that, I met Crypto Boy. Man.
Crypto Man. Worst superhero ever.
Crypto Man. He was on OpenSea.com checking to see where his NFTs were.
Oh my God. Did he lose everything while you guys were together?
Yeah. He lost $100,000.
Oh my God. Was he having a panic attack?
He had money to lose, but then he lost all the money and would be like, I think, just so you know, you've been taking a lot of baths and the water bill's incredibly high. I was like, you're buying rare NFTs of black women randomly, World of Women NFTs, and you're mad at me.
I don't know why you had to make it racial, Sarah.
It was. Well, that's what they either. He bought this JPEG photo of a black woman with blue lips.
What was the economy behind NFTs being? So you own the original print of that? You own the image? Like, I don't even know how that fucking works.
I don't even know how it worked either, but then worse than that, I got someone who was sober, so like it became his addiction.
Oh my God.
So it was like, it wasn't just like, oh, 1 or 2 NFTs. It was like, NFT is the only thing that matters right now.
Well, how long was that?
He did it for like 3 months. And then
how long were you guys together for?
We were a little under a year.
Oh, that was pretty long.
It was pretty, yeah, for me too.
I mean, for an NFT guy, that's pretty fucking long.
Well, he got into NFTs towards the end of the relationship.
And you're like, this is it.
It's NFTs or me, motherfucker. I'm packing my bags.
You used to be DTF and now you're NFT.
That's so funny. Yeah, no.
I'm glad you got out of it.
Yeah. Do you have
and
any?
You met this hot fucking dude.
And he's the best.
It's pretty crazy, dude.
That he's that hot.
What? Yeah, I mean, usually it's the guy, with
the model.
No, you're very attractive. I'm not trying to throw you under the bus, but this guy is like.
No, I know it's crazy.
This guy's like.
It's crazy.
This guy's a professional hot guy.
Yeah, no, it's crazy.
Like,
When I matched with him on the app, I was like, we're probably going to have sex, if I'm lucky, if this is even a real person.
If I'm lucky, yeah.
If this is even a real person?
You're like, well, that's got to be like one of those, like, when you meet him, you're like, all right, so when are we fucking?
Well, wait, the first time I met him, it was like...
We were like, because it's on the table right now. Like, it's...
yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, I'm ready to go. You're just deciding when to cash this in.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, something miraculous happened to me the first time we went on a date. We went to get ice cream by my house, and randomly there was this crazy bitch who was like a fan of my podcast.
Oh,
who pops out from behind like a pillar, like as he's
this one or that bitch?
Just both. She was a fan of just me.
So she just came out of nowhere.
She was like a super fan, but kind of crazy.
Like, this girl's fucking cool.
Yeah. So she goes, "Oh my God, is that Sara Weinshenk?" As he's pulling up, and it was like,
great.
It honestly seemed like I paid this bitch to do this.
Thank fucking God, though.
I know. And then the whole date, she kept popping in and being like, "I sent you a DM. Maybe you could come do my podcast."
You're making this less cool now.
And she made it less cool. We kept having to hide from her. It was crazy.
Well, that's great though. That's because then he's like, "Oh, this girl's hot shit."
Yeah.
So what had happened? You guys hooked up first night?
No, we hooked up second night.
It's good. Either way, it's fine.
Yeah. Well, I was always like, I'm gonna wait till the third date, but he was just too hot.
He's too hot. Yeah.
You can't.
Ian Fidance called him an AI man.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Ian Fidance said he looks like
an AI man.
Ian Fidance looks like AI too, but a different type of AI. Ian Fidance, like, can I get some sort of like a pansexual Dr. Seuss character? Oh, shit, it's Ian Fidance.
That's so funny. Yeah. So that worked to my advantage.
Hey, there you go.
She was like, "You're so lucky right now to be on a date."
She said that to him?
Yeah, it was Sara Weinshenk. I was like, okay. It was like embarrassing. It was almost like, it was so much that it was like embarrassing.
Hey, good for you.
And that never happens to me.
Every time it has happened to me, it's like a fucking guy who looks like me. It's never like, it's like, "Oh my God, who are you? Oh my God, you come to my chili cook-off."
Yeah, no. He's like, "Does that happen to you all the time?" I'm like, "No, that literally never happens to me."
You should have been like, "Yeah, it happens all the time."
I'm exhausted from being recognized.
From being recognized all the time.
In strip malls in the valley. It was so fucking crazy. But yeah.
Well, you locked that shit down.
I locked that shit down.
You got that good D.
I got that good D. It's also like crazy because he's a really nice person, which was unexpected. Because there's a lot of good-looking guys. Yeah.
You don't have to be so nice, by the way.
Yeah. Like, you could be an asshole.
But I'm about to say, have you seen his rogues gallery? The girls before you?
I've seen a few.
So is it like?
I mean, yeah. It's not.
We'll keep this bitch out of the fucking picture.
It's unsettling.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think like since he's a model, he got tired of dating other models.
Yeah.
Like, I'm the kooky fun one. There's my kooky crazy girlfriend. You know what I I mean? Like, it's a different energy. I'm like, let's fucking go somewhere fun. You know what I mean? I'm like, yeah, you want to drink a hard kombucha? Come on over, babe. Like, you know, like, you want to eat bread? We could do that together.
My pussy's zany.
Yeah.
I have a zany puss.
Yeah. So it's just like, it is crazy. My mom was like, for months, she was like, I don't want to meet him because I don't want to ride this roller coaster with you. You think that you're in love the second you meet a man, and I just can't take that journey anymore. I was like, how do you think I fucking feel?
Yeah, exactly.
Debbie?
You're not doing anything.
Yeah, I know.
You're meeting a guy. You're having an awkward fucking lunch with him.
She's like, yeah, but I just can't keep meeting them because I get attached.
Seems like you have a complicated relationship with your mom.
No,
because you've brought this up a couple times.
I have.
And like last time we hung out, which was 2 days ago, you brought this exact story up. So clearly there's something going on with you and your mom.
Debbie, what's going on? Why can't you just trust me?
She sounds very calm.
She is calm. She's actually sweet, so I feel bad, but yeah, I didn't like that.
Well, has she ever really liked a guy and then it's done?
She liked the NFT one. For
really?
weeks, she goes, you miss him? I go, I miss him 0%. Like,
Mom, do you want to date him?
She was like, he was just such a nice guy. And he liked to come over and have coffee with us. I was like,
oh, it's just because she talked to him. He just some people like that's the sad thing. It's like once you get older, it's like no one even wants to talk to you. So it could be fucking Charles Manson, and you're like, well, he's not. He talked to me.
No,
he pretended to be interested.
That's sad.
Yeah.
Do you think that's true? When you get old, no one wants to talk to you?
Yes. I get nervous that if, God forbid, my wife goes before me, because we don't have kids, it's gonna be like me and a fucking New York Cares volunteer. You know, being like, oh, you used to do comedy. That's nice.
No.
As my soul leaves my lips, you know.
No. I mean, yeah, it is
Something
weird.
I think about.
It is weird aging in comedy. Because, you start it when you're like full of energy.
I know.
Like 24.
I got a fat head now. I'm not young anymore. It sucks.
Neither am I.
No, you're not.
I know.
Just make you feel worse.
It just gets sad.
You're old. You're
I'm
an
not young.
Old kooky lady.
I'm an old. Yeah.
You're an old fun aunt.
I am an old fun aunt. That is my vibe. I'm like, what's something kooky I can wear? Ooh, a sweatshirt with cows?
I think guys, of course, do have it easier though, because but sometimes guys sometimes do get better looking in their 40s.
It's exhausting watching it.
It's annoying happening.
When they peak in their 40s, and you're like,
Yeah.
wait, I'm sorry. Things are deteriorating on this end. What's it like to get all silver and be sexy?
Yeah, silver. Yeah, although I like a girl with gray hair. I guess
You do?
White hair. Yeah, like an old fucking bitch.
An old silver fox.
Old silver fox.
Old hag.
An old hag.
But silver fox is just for men. No one says
Silver foxette.
Nobody says that because nobody wants that.
Are there women foxes? That's the dumbest question I've ever asked.
I don't know.
Can you pull up fox pussy in Google images?
Could you put silver fox and see what comes up, man or woman? I know it's gonna. We know it's gonna be a man.
It's gonna be a man, of course. No, it's an actual silver fox. Who saw that coming? No, it's an actual silver fox.
No way.
Silver fox human.
Well, then George Clooney.
There's one.
Well, hey, there's a good girl. She's a silver
I thought that
fox.
was a woman, but it's just Justin Bieber with.
That's
But
close
that's
to
like a
woman.
young woman that dyed her hair.
Right, she's not old.
She's not old.
She's hot, but she's definitely not old.
She's definitely not old. And the thing that's weird in LA is all the
Look at
bitches.
this New York Post article. I'm a sexy silver fox and get babes. It's such a New York Post article.
That's dark. Martha Stewart being sexy.
Her fucking tits everywhere. Put your
my
tits
God.
back in, Martha.
Her feet?
With your big fucking hat. Just
what we have to look
take the
forward
focus off your droopy puss.
I think that would be really dark. Just trying to be sexualized at 70.
But you hope to be, right?
Yeah. But that's dark. I want
Do
to
you think
free
you're gonna be
myself
like-
from these chains.
Do you think you're gonna be one of these like old people that like fucks everybody? Like that happens apparently. You go to these retirement communities, they're just like it's like fucking Caligula.
Oh, I don't know. I know that like my grandma. Okay, so my grandma's 90.
She's a fucking big old slut.
She's 93, and has dementia, but she doesn't think that she's 93. She thinks that in her heart, she's probably like 75 still. So she says, like, when I see her, she's like, all these old people everywhere. I'm like, you're older than anyone in here. Yeah. She's not aware of that. And then there's so few men because all the men die. So when a new man comes in, it's like, oh, we got a live one. Like they all get fucking excited. Yeah. My dad goes to visit my grandma, and the old ladies there love him because he's like 70 something. So they're like, oh my God.
Oh my goodness.
And they all try to talk to him.
Look at this fucking dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, that must be pretty sweet. You know.
Yeah, I mean, what do you think about? Do you think you would thrive in assisted living?
You know, I don't think I would hate it, but it can be depressing too. Because my mom, before she passed, was in an assisted living place, and you know, those places aren't fun. But like, I think I could make the best of it. I think that the biggest problem would be like drama because like you're at the place, so it's like you can't ever
escape it.
So if there's like you have drama with somebody, you know, it's just they're there at the fucking mess hall or whatever.
Yeah, or you're friends with someone and then they just die. That's dark.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty dark too. Yeah, that's really dark.
They're like, I was friends with Ruth and now she's gone.
She's gone. She's totally gone. Yeah, I don't know if I would thrive. I don't know. I mean, I don't think you know, like usually if you get to a assisted living place, it's because you have to be there, you know, like, so that would be a little depressing too.
But like the thought of not having to worry about what's for dinner.
That's pretty sweet. Activities is pretty sweet.
But like, are the activities like, do you think you would be like participating in the activities? I feel like there's a part of me that'd be like, I don't know about this like communal game of bingo. I think I'd be resistant at first.
I don't know. I haven't. It's actually depressing me thinking about it. So let's move on to something else.
Okay, let's move on.
Okay, thank you.
From assisted living to...
Yeah.
I don't know. Oh, if you had to listen to one song for the first time, what would it be?
For the first time? It feels like the first time. I don't know. I don't know what would be my first. That's a good question. Maybe... I don't know why it just... The Who's... Bob O'Reilly just popped into my head. But I don't know if that would be the first one.
Which one is that?
Don't cry, don't raise your
Oh, yeah.
It's only
Teenage Wasteland.
So it's actually Bob O'Reilly. That's what it's called.
I thought it was called Teenage Wasteland. It isn't?
No, I think it's Bob O'Reilly, right? You want to check?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Making your producer fucking Google shit. Yeah.
What? That's the name of it?
Yep. AKA Teenage Wasteland.
It's called Bob O'Reilly?
Yep.
That's a good choice.
Yep.
I didn't think you were going to pick that. That's a good note to end on. We'll end on that. Where can people find you?
Find my special for free on YouTube. Dance Fatty Dance. No fucking paywall, baby.
Go get it, guys.
Check it. Get it. And follow me on Instagram. And then if you like wrestling, which I don't think anyone who listens to this podcast probably likes wrestling.
No, I probably do. I have a lot of male followers.
Working Stiff. I have a wrestling podcast. And I'll be coming out with a new podcast with Sean Donnelly soon. So...
Hell yeah, guys. Go follow Dan. You can find me here every Wednesday on Shenk, every Monday on This Bitch. Subscribe to my Patreon, patreon.com/Sara Weinshenk. What day does this come out? Sorry. Second week of May? May 8th. Okay, May 8th. So this Friday, 2 days from now, come to the original room. Kim Congdon and I are doing This Bitch live at the Comedy Store for Netflix as a joke. Get tickets to that. Also, on May 16th, This Bitch and Friends in the main room of the Comedy Store. It's me, Kim, Fahim Anwar, Chappelle Lacey, Ali Makovsky, and Kevin Christie. Get tickets to that. And then save the date, June 20th. We're coming back to the main room of the Comedy Store. We'll see you next week.
Can I do a date if it's May 8th? I'm going to be at the Dugout in Boston doing 2 shows that night. So come check me out.
Come check out Dan, guys. We'll see you next week. Bye.